Où était-elle, perdue au milieu du désert?
Welcome to Egypt, Desire.
Hey, it's Amal, and I just arrived to Egypt. I've been here for a few days now, 2 days actually. Um, and yeah, it's been pretty good. And yeah, today I wanted to make a video about something that comes a lot, and it's about how to break a pattern. I've made some videos about it before, I think, or I've noticed patterns are basically everywhere, and it's essential to become aware of your patterns, because once you become aware of your patterns, you can break them. And we might think that it's pretty hard to get rid of these patterns, but it's actually pretty easy, you know. And I would say it's just following some steps, which are becoming aware of the patterns, making the pattern conscious, and then noticing how does it start. What do you do, you know, in your action? What kind of action trigger this pattern? And once you become aware of the trigger of the pattern, you can break it. And so basically, it's really a lot of self-reflection about, like, if you notice a pattern, and we're often very, and I've noticed that in a lot of people, they're actually, like, most people are aware of their patterns. So that's why it's more about knowing how to break them than anything else. You don't need to know more. You need to actually take the actions that are needed to actually break that pattern, you know? And so it starts with actually taking that action. Let's say, for example, you notice that you have this pattern of entering into relationship that constantly break your, or try to invade your boundaries. Or maybe you encounter people that constantly step on these boundaries, and in that case, the action that you need to take is actually have conversation, putting more clear boundaries, you know, being really clear about what you're willing to tolerate or not, you know, and this is actually your choice. And it just comes to that. And then if it's something, you can really apply this to everything, because patterns are in all kind of part of life, you know. It can be applied in relationship, in career, in work, in everything basically. And it's always all about becoming aware of that pattern and knowing what triggered that pattern, and then breaking it by taking that action that you need to take to actually break it, you know. So yeah, and it's really all about that. And the other thing is that in life you will always have some tests. Life is gonna test you, and as you upgrade vibrationally, you will get tested even more. So you will get tests about your boundaries, about are you gonna step up that time? Are you gonna actually put those boundaries? Are you gonna take that action that you need to take, not delaying or procrastinating? Are you gonna speak up when you disagree? Are you gonna actually step up as the person that you want to be, or that person that you are, you know? And basically, when you take that action, you're actually already breaking that cycle, you know? You're already breaking that pattern. And it's so much easier than we think. It's all about that. It's those 3 steps. First, becoming aware of that pattern, which honestly, from my experience and from all the people I've talked to, whether in coaching or people around me, people are well aware of their patterns. They know exactly what they have to do, but they're just not doing it, you know. And so yeah, this is the first step, becoming aware, and then reflecting on the trigger. What triggers it? What am I not doing? What should I be doing? And just maybe list options that you have. What kind of option can you list? That's like maybe talking more, maybe speaking up, maybe setting strong boundaries, maybe having that conversation, maybe just taking that action that you need to take. And yeah, you just write that list and then you take that action. And breaking cycle, it just comes to this, is that what am I actually choosing? It comes to your choice, basically. And life is going to test you to know whether you are ready to make that choice or not. And if you're not, you will be repeating that same cycle until you understand, until you actually take that action to break that cycle. And it really comes to this. And I've seen that in my own life, but other people, and it's really, when you see it like just in front of you, it's amazing, like how fast change can be done, you know, by just taking one action. It's as easy as that. And so I would highly recommend to reflect on that. What kind of pattern am I ready to, what kind of pattern did I already outgrown, and what kind of pattern am I ready to break? Which kind of pattern do I want to break? And then start reflecting, make a list of actions that you can take to break that pattern, and take this action. And this is just those 3 steps that really allows you to break patterns, and honestly, any kind of patterns in all kind of life, relationship, work, any kind of pattern, to be totally honest, which appear in all kind of life. So yeah. And also it's important to remember that nothing outside of you is actually creating that pattern, you know? Yes, there can be different circumstances, but most of the time we participate in the creation of those patterns, and they can easily be broken by just taking that action or choosing differently. So that's a call for you. Just